Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name is Tommy, your cosmic guide on this journey to react to music that I've never heard. And tonight, I bring you a patron recommended song. Vintersea. Vintersea? The Holy Procession. Never heard of this band, so I'm pretty excited to hop into this. It looks like melodic death metal, prog metal, black metal. I don't know, but we're going for the ride. I hope that y'all are doing really well. Let me tell y'all something before we get into this. You know, it's okay that you get into some just funks. Today, I was just not feeling it. And I was allowing myself to dwell on things that just weren't important. Kind of beating myself up on some things, you know what I mean? And I was able to pull myself in and just kind of, you know what, dude, like, it's all good. You know what I mean? And it's really easy to feel like you need the acceptance of others. And you'll seek that acceptance from strangers. When it doesn't matter. Like, first of all, you got to accept yourself. And if we are lucky enough, we'll have people come along that have kind of not earned, but they know us on such a level that we value what they have to say. But today I was just kind of in a funk, and I was sitting there thinking, when I was going to do this reaction, I was like, sometimes it's just good to talk about that. Like, yes, this is a reaction channel. If you're new to the channel, I focus more on the emotional side of music and how it makes me feel. That's what I love to talk about. But I also like to be very real with you all, because I know that apart from music and everything, we got stuff going on in our life, and I want you to know you're not alone. And I struggle and have times that are dark, and I just wanted to share that with you, you know? So, anyway, Vintersea, the Holy Procession. Welcome if you're new here to the channel, because I go on rants, dude. Let's get into this. I'm excited. Oh, I love that sound of those drums, man. Wow, they're so like in a cave.
time on everything that I once knew. Waves collide beneath
Literally
my
making me sick.
skin until I'm falling. Lights go out in unison to break. The holy procession will guide my way. Let me partake of the waters another day. The spring of salvation has sailed away. The embers of my youth shall fade. Fade to the holy procession will guide my way. Let me partake of the waters another day. The spring of salvation has sailed away. The embers of my youth shall fade, fade to gray. Erase your sword, wretch from the ocean, burning wild, will cry my name in silence. Follow me. Erase your sword, wretch from the ocean, burning wild, will cry my name in silence.
Okay. So this definitely just started out as like a really great, like, you know, just a really great song to me. I loved a lot of attributes and a lot of parts of this song, but I have to be honest, like, it was making me think of some times in my life. And there was one point where I was like literally like getting sick, like I was feeling sick to my stomach with the communion thing. that was like disgusting to me. Like it was just like right now, if I start thinking about it, it's like making me very disgusted. Um, I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking. It provoked a few memories for me, and I believe that they are. I believe the transparency and sharing how this song made me think of these things is is good to share, right? But first of all, the music was not expecting this at all. What a journey. And I loved that the parts just transitioned into something new. Um, it went into that chorus with that heavy, slow chug. I loved that. I like her voice. I want to hear more from this band because this had a lot of things that I like, and I loved the story. I love the flow of the music and how the music told the story, even without the lyrics. You know, this was awesome. Musically, this was cool, dude. I could get down to this, and I definitely want to check out more. Um, Now for the memories. When I talk about my experiences, it is in no way to disrespect what you believe or and how you feel. Listen, I can talk to anybody about anything as long as we talk about it in a kind and respectful way. I don't care what you believe. I don't care how, as long as you're kind and respectful and not being a douchebag, you know? So when I share stories of things of my past, it is my experience, my story. I'm not, just because it happened to me, I don't think that in this case, like, you know, religion, Christianity, whatever, I don't think everybody is bad. I don't know. I'm just going to share my story. I had a few things that happened that really I remember were at the time they didn't feel like it, but they stuck with me and they were moments that really had an effect on me as somebody. I've always been a hungry person. And what I mean by that is I was somebody. I don't like to do the wrong thing. In growing up in a household of faith, um, I learned that you want to seek the, not seek, but you want to get the acceptance of God, right? You want more God, more, right? And I was somebody that I longed for that. I'm going to say the word intimacy. I'm a very intimate person. When it comes to people, I like to be deep. I am a very empathic. I'm very intimate. Um, Even on like like on a physical level, like even being like a man, I love the aspect of intimacy, not just use your imagination. Like I love connection. I love feeling close. I love the connection, the emotional connection. And so somebody who grew up in a Christian household, I wanted that emotional connection to God or whatever. I remember I was 23 and I was going through one of the hardest times of my life. And I and I don't say this lightly because at the time only my mother knew. I'm not one to share my I don't share what I'm going through. I always talk about about my issues after I've gone through them. I don't like to talk about them. I don't need people's sympathy. I don't want to talk about I just don't do things for attention. Um I tried to commit suicide and my mother was the only one who knew. And I was a very broken man in my early 20s and honestly throughout most of my 20s I struggled with depression very bad. And I just was at the end of myself. and I was a person of faith, and I was transitioned to a new church. And I remember sitting down with this pastor, and I believe he meant well. But he asked me, he said, "How long have you been a person of faith?" I told him the years, and but I was telling him what I was struggling with. And I remember he said, "I cannot believe you're not farther along. With those years, with that many years in, and blah blah blah, you should be farther along in your faith. Why are you where you're at?" And he said it in a kind way. It wasn't like he yelled at me, but that was a moment. Who says that to somebody? Especially somebody that just felt so low in their life that they felt the need to rid themselves from the world. And then I remember I was actually in the Dominican Republic when I was 20 years old, and I was a missionary. And I was down there to help at some schools. And like I said, I've always been a very I wanted that emotional connection to God. So I did everything that you could think of when it comes to what Christians do, people of faith. They get up, they go pray, and they're, begging God to like reveal himself to them, and they're just crying out all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going to this pastor, and I remember we were hanging out, and I said to him, "Why doesn't God speak to me? Why won't he speak to me? I want him to. All I want is to be close. Why won't he speak to me?" And he's like, is talking to me, and he doesn't really say much. And then his wife called him, because we were at his house. His wife called him from the other room, and he like went into, and they both spoke Spanish, and I was learning some decent Spanish, so I don't think they realized how much I understood. And I heard his wife say, "What's going on with Tommy?" And he mocked me. And he said, "Why won't God speak to me? Why won't God speak to me?" And he made a mockery of me. And I remember hearing that and like being made fun of. And all I wanted was to feel something, to be on the right path. And again, this is my story, my journey. I know not everybody's like this. I've met some really great people who believe in God and are Christians. I've met really great people. I'm just speaking about these two people. So it's not everybody, but these two. And then the third thing that this song reminded me of a lot, and maybe this is too much, but like I was getting angry watching this. It was just making me think of these times. And the third and final time, I mourned my dad for a very long time. And I remember it feels kind of cringe now that I think about it, but like on Facebook, I used to always like share my heart about things, and especially being somebody who was trying to be a devout Christian, like God, God, and I put on there, I miss my dad. And I felt like I wasn't a good enough son. And I remember putting like, God, please be the father that I never had, and help me to be the son I never was. Just, dumb. I never post anything personal on Facebook anymore. But I was young. I was in my early 20s when I did this. And it's just something I don't know. When I think about it now, it's kind of like what? But I remember somebody commented, and this was like a leader in the church we were going to, and they said, "Tommy, God has given you ample time to be the son that you want to be. That's your choice. And I mean, I guess they're right in some way, right? I don't know why this song made me think of those three memories. I don't know. And I don't even know if it really truly applies to. I didn't hear all the lyrics. I'm going to look them up. And I kind of feel silly sharing those stories with you guys. I know this is a music reaction, and this reaction kind of triggered those thoughts. And I could feel that my face, I could feel it in my eyes that I was getting like kind of angry watching this. Um, Great music, great video. Just the actions, like the communion thing, really like just fucking disgusted me. Really disgusted me. And the baptizing, yeah, really. Y'all, I know I talked a lot on this one. 25 minutes. Oh my god. Um Again, this was my experiences, and I don't sit here and dwell on them, and I'm not a bitter person. This did provoke a little bit where I was feeling kind of disgusted and I was a little angry, but like maybe this is a good thing to help me focus on some things that I can work on, some unsaid, maybe some things that I have kept stored up that this gives me an opportunity to change because I don't want to walk around and be a bitter, pissed off person. I'm never going to forget the things that have happened, just like you'll never forget the things that have happened to you. But I don't want to be miserable. I believe everything happens for me to have a perspective, and I just want to help people. And again, too, this was just my story. I'm not bashing anybody except for, I'm not even bashing on them. I'm just telling you what happened. I try to be very sensitive about that. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for talking so long. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. Great song. Thank you for recommending it. And thanks for being part of this journey with me. We got a lot of exciting things coming up. And I'm excited for the future of The Wolf and the Melody. Thank you for bearing with me and being patient. I didn't mean to talk this long. This was a heavy one. But I'm glad I get to share it with you guys, right? Much love. Keep your head up. Keep going. I'm proud of you. And I see you, and I'm so thankful you're here. You're valuable, and you are important. I'd give you a big hug if I could. Until next time, y'all. We'll be back with another reaction.